Welcome again, dear viewers, to our countdown of the top 10 most dangerous places to travel in 2024. Across this planet we find extraordinary beauty, from lush rainforests to towering peaks. But within this tapestry of wonder also lie pockets of danger. These destinations, while breathtaking, come with significant risks, places where the very act of traveling can become a perilous endeavor. Join me now as we venture into these volatile corners of the globe, exploring the factors that contribute to their instability and the challenges faced by those who call these places home. From the ongoing conflicts that cast long shadows to the threat of natural disasters, we'll uncover the realities of these destinations. Remember, our purpose is not to sensationalize danger, but to inform and educate. By understanding the risks involved, we can become more conscious travelers, appreciating the resilience of these places while prioritizing our safety and the well-being of those who live there. Let's dive in. Number 10. Once a vibrant hub of ancient history and culture, Syria now bears the deep scars of ongoing conflict. For over a decade, civil war has ravaged this nation, leaving behind a legacy of destruction and displacement. The echoes of gunfire and shelling continue to haunt many regions, while the threat of unexploded ordnance lingers like a hidden predator. Traveling through Syria is fraught with danger, with checkpoints, roadblocks, and the ever-present risk of becoming caught in the crossfire. Yet even amidst the ruins, the resilience of the Syrian people shines through. In government-controlled areas, life attempts to return to a semblance of normalcy, with markets bustling and children attending school. However, the scars of war run deep and the path to peace remains long and arduous. At number 9. High in the mountains of Central Asia, Afghanistan remains a landlocked nation grappling with uncertainty. Decades of conflict have left their mark, and the recent return of the Taliban to power has ushered in a new era of challenges. The security situation remains volatile, with frequent terrorist attacks targeting both civilians and government institutions. Travelers venturing into Afghanistan face the risk of kidnapping, extortion, and becoming caught in the crossfire of a conflict that shows little sign of abating. The plight of the Afghan people, particularly women and girls, is a humanitarian crisis unfolding before our eyes. The denial of basic rights and freedoms paints a bleak picture of life under Taliban rule, a stark reminder of the human cost of conflict. Number 8. Somalia, a nation on the Horn of Africa, has long been synonymous with piracy, kidnappings, and lawlessness. Years of civil unrest have crippled this coastal nation, leaving it vulnerable to extremist groups and criminal networks. The waters off the Somali coast remain a hotbed of piracy, with armed gangs targeting commercial vessels and taking hostages for ransom. On land, the threat of kidnapping and violence is ever present, particularly in the capital, Mogadishu. Despite these challenges, the Somali people display remarkable resilience, striving to rebuild their lives and their nation. International aid organizations work tirelessly to provide humanitarian assistance, but the path to stability and security remains long and arduous. Number 7. Yemen, a humanitarian crisis unfolds. Yemen, a nation blessed with ancient history and stunning landscapes, is tragically embroiled in one of the world's worst humanitarian crises. Years of civil war have devastated this nation, leaving millions facing famine, displacement, and disease. The ongoing conflict has created a breeding ground for extremist groups, further fueling the cycle of violence and instability. Traveling to Yemen is extremely dangerous, with the risk of airstrikes, shelling, and kidnapping a constant threat. The resilience of the Yemeni people is truly remarkable. Despite facing unimaginable hardship, they continue to strive for peace and a brighter future. International efforts to broker a ceasefire and provide humanitarian aid offer a glimmer of hope, but the road to recovery will be long and arduous. Number 6. Libya, navigating the chaos. Since the fall of Muammar Gaddafi in 2011, Libya has struggled to find its footing, mired in a state of political instability and violence. Rival factions, each vying for control, have turned this North African nation into a battleground. The absence of a central authority has created a vacuum, allowing militias and criminal networks to flourish. Travelers to Libya face the risk of kidnapping, extortion, and becoming caught in the crossfire of a conflict that shows no sign of abating. The Libyan people, caught in the crosshairs of this ongoing conflict, deserve our attention and support. International efforts to mediate a peaceful resolution and rebuild Libya's shattered infrastructure are crucial for a brighter future. Number 5. South Sudan, a nation divided. The world's youngest nation, South Sudan, has been plagued by conflict since its independence in 2011. Civil war, fueled by ethnic tensions and political rivalries, has ripped this nation apart. Millions have been displaced from their homes, seeking refuge in neighboring countries or living in overcrowded camps. The humanitarian crisis is dire, with widespread hunger, disease and violence. Traveling to South Sudan is extremely dangerous, with the risk of armed robbery, kidnapping and becoming caught in the crossfire. The lack of infrastructure and basic services further compounds the challenges faced by both locals and aid organizations. Number 4. For years, the Central African Republic has been trapped in a cycle of violence and instability. Armed groups, fueled by religious and ethnic tensions, control vast swathes of the country, terrorizing civilians and plundering resources. The rule of law is virtually non-existent in many areas, with impunity for crimes against humanity a tragic reality. Traveling to the Central African Republic is extremely dangerous, with the risk of armed robbery, kidnapping and becoming caught in the crossfire ever present. Despite the immense challenges, glimmers of hope emerge from the resilience of the Central African people and the tireless efforts of humanitarian organizations working to provide aid, promote peace and rebuild shattered communities. Number 3. Iraq: Shadows of Conflict. Iraq, a nation steeped in history and home to ancient civilizations, continues to grapple with the legacy of conflict. While the defeat of ISIS marked a turning point, the scars of war run deep and the threat of terrorism persists. The security situation remains volatile, particularly in areas previously controlled by ISIS. Traveling to Iraq, especially to regions like Mosul and Fallujah, which have witnessed intense fighting, is highly dangerous. Yet, amidst the challenges, the Iraqi people are rebuilding their lives and their nation. The ancient city of Babylon is being restored, a testament to the enduring spirit of this resilient nation. Number 2. Venezuela: Teetering on the brink. Venezuela, once a prosperous nation blessed with vast oil reserves, is now teetering on the brink of collapse. Economic mismanagement, corruption and political turmoil have plunged this South American nation into chaos. Hyperinflation has rendered the Venezuelan bolivar practically worthless, leaving millions struggling to afford basic necessities like food and medicine. The crime rate has skyrocketed, with carjackings, robberies and kidnappings a daily occurrence. The humanitarian crisis in Venezuela is dire, with millions fleeing to neighboring countries in search of a better life. Traveling to Venezuela is extremely risky, with the potential for violence, theft, and arbitrary detention. Number 1. North Korea: a hermit kingdom shrouded in secrecy. North Korea, ruled by the iron fist of the Kim dynasty, remains one of the most isolated and secretive nations on Earth. Its nuclear ambitions and human rights abuses have drawn international condemnation. Traveling to North Korea is tightly controlled, with tourists only allowed on government-sanctioned tours. Any deviation from the itinerary or criticism of the regime can lead to detention or worse. The lack of freedom of speech, assembly, and religion is a stark reminder of the oppressive nature of the North Korean regime. While the country's propaganda machine portrays a utopia, the reality for many North Koreans is a life of hardship and fear. As we've journeyed to these 10 perilous corners of the globe, we've witnessed the profound impact of conflict, instability, and authoritarianism on human lives. While these destinations may be alluring for their history, culture, or sheer mystique, it's crucial to prioritize your safety and the well-being of others. Always stay informed about the latest travel advisories, research your destination thoroughly, and consider the ethical implications of your journey. Remember, responsible travel involves respecting local customs, supporting local businesses, and minimizing your impact on the environment. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of the world's most dangerous places. By understanding the risks and challenges faced in these regions, we can become more conscious travelers, appreciating the resilience of the human spirit while advocating for peace, stability, and human rights. While these destinations may be alluring, it's crucial to prioritize your safety. Always stay informed and travel wisely. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more travel insights.